Hello and welcome. We are Group 6 and we're going to present to you today. And we are Paulette, Rosie, Tassin, and Dottie. We have been given a scenario that we need to talk about with you today. The name that we'll be using is not the patient's real name, it's just for the purpose of doing this presentation. So the community nursing team received a referral for a pressure wound care of Jane Berry, who has severe learning disabilities. So the way I would approach this situation, it would be that I am going to check Jane's Kaplan to see what is the best way to communicate with her and support her. After reading the care plan and having a better understanding about her communication needs, I will introduce myself, say that I am the community nurse and that I came to see that wound that has been bothering her and that I will probably need to put a little dressing on it. But before I start, I'm going to ask Jane how she's feeling and if she's got any pain. Considering that she has a little wound, she might be in a little bit of pain. So I'm going to ask her if she can tell me how bad is her pain and try to see if she can identify where it is coming from. Once I have identified where the wound is, I'm going to explain Jane the importance of having to clean the wound to make it feel better and for it to heal faster. So if she's happy for me to do the dressing, then I'm gonna also ask her if she would like any of her relatives or carers to support her and be there with her whilst I'm doing all of this. It's also very important that we are aware that Jane is wearing any communication aids like hearing aids, glasses, if she has any special needs like the sign language, any Macathon, or any electronics that she needs to communicate. But it's really very vital that we understand and communicate with each other. If she actually has any support from carers or relatives, and to avoid any triggers that can cause challenging behaviors such as noises, smells, words, clothing colors, or even eye contact. Even though Jane has severe learning disabilities, it's really important to try to talk to Jane or her carers or relatives and see if they can identify the cause of the wound, like maybe she's sitting too long, or any medications, something is rubbing, or there are any allergies. We need to also assess for self-harm or self-neglect or even any safeguarding. And if possible, take a photo of the wound, document the type and size to assess the progression as we are treating it. Now, it's really important that we don't forget to record the wound in our documentation, and to avoid Jane from being more distressed than she already is, we might need to ensure there is continuity of care and staff. Now, who could Jane Berry access for support? She has the support from her carers, relatives, or any advocates, so that if she is not able to, they can help her access the learning disability specialist, the GP, community nurse, any organizations like MenCab, the National Autistic Society, or even any other charities, social services, and any online services that there are available. This week we learned so much about learning disabilities that we want to incorporate in our presentation this little paragraph for the website MenCab that highlights that everybody is unique and we need to take time to ask them what works best for them. When communicating with somebody with learning disabilities, they might prefer if it's in person, face to face, so that they can express themselves. Often in writing is a bit difficult to do this, but if we need to communicate by writing, then it's best to use big text, bullet points, and try to keep writing to a minimum, because too much information can cause information overload and sometimes this can be stressful for them. If it's that we need to communicate on the phone, we need to speak slowly, clearly, and terminology that is really easy to understand. We also learned that due to COVID, some people with learning disabilities are required to use virtual communications, and some of them can find it a little bit challenging to do that. We could also contact their key workers or their allocated learning disability specialist nurse if they have one, who are the people that know more about them and know the best way to communicate with them. We can also make sure people with learning disabilities understand the treatment they are about to receive and allow them to be involved in their care. We need to respect their wishes and do not institutionalize them. Most importantly, be patient, be a good listener, ensure you read the care passports. Do not judge or discriminate because they are normal people just like everybody is. And that should be all from us. Thank you very much for your time.